Hi, my name is Michaela Schneider, and today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting in different bases using different methods. So, the first problem that we're going to do is 5, 3 base 9 plus 7, 8 base 9, and we're going to use base blocks for this. Okay, so we'll get our base blocks and we'll make 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to take that plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have 5, 3 plus 7, 8. Now, since we're in base 9, we have to remember that we have to regroup at 9. So we're going to add 8 to 3. So we have more than 9 there, so we're going to have to regroup at 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to take all of these away and replace it with a rod. Okay, so we regrouped 9 units for a rod that equals 9. Okay, now we have to add 5 to 7. So, do we have more than 9 rods? Yes, we do. So we need to take 9 rods and regroup them for a flat. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we replace those for one flat. So now what we have remaining is one flat, 1, 2, 3, 4 rods, and 2 units, base 9. So our answer is 1, 4, 2, base 9. Okay, so our next problem is 2b a base 16 plus 7, 8 e base 16, and we're going to use lattice. Okay, so just a note before we start, when we're above base 12, our letters represent numbers, so we'll just make a little key. We have an A, that represents 10. We have a B, that represents 11. And we have an E, which represents a 14. Okay, so let's set up the problem. 2b a base 16 plus 7, 8 e base 16. And now we're going to draw our lattice underneath it. So we'll do our little rectangles. We'll add an extra one. Cut those in half. Okay, so I'm just going to write my base 16 down here so I don't forget. Okay, so first we're going to take a plus e, so 10 plus 14, which equals 24. We'll just make a note over here. And then, so we'll have to see that 16 goes into 24 once, so we put 1 in the 16's place. And then there's 8 left over, so we'll put that in the 1's place. And then we move to the next part of the equation, b plus 8, so that's 11 plus 8, which equals 19. So 16 goes into 19 one time with 3 left over. And then 2 plus 7, which is just 9. So there's 0 in the 16's place and just 9 in the 1's. Okay, and then we diagonal down. So we have 8 here. And then 1 plus 3, which equals 4. And then 1 plus 9, which equals 10, which if you remember, we discussed at the beginning that a equals 10. So right here we'll put an a. And then so you'll see that the answer is a 4, 8, base 16. And that is your answer. The next problem that we're going to do is 4, 3, 2 base 5 plus 1, 0, 4 base 5. And we're going to do this with the traditional addition logarithm. So we're going to set up our problem 4, 3, 2 base 5 plus 1, 0, 4 base 5. And we'll remember that since we're in base 5, we have to regroup at 5. So 2 plus 4 equals 6. But we have to regroup at 5. So that will equal 1, 5, and 1 left over because 1, 5 plus 1 equals 6. And then next, we'll take 3 plus 0, which equals 3, plus 1, which equals 4, and we don't have to regroup that. And then in this column, we'll take 4 plus 1, which will equal 5, but we have to regroup 5. So it's going to regroup over here, which will be 1, and it's 1, 5 with 0 left over, and then that's base 5. So your answer will be 1, 0, 4, 1, base 5. Okay, now we're going to work on subtracting. So our problem is 2, 3, 3 base 5 minus 1, 3, 4 base 5. And we're going to do this using base blocks. So since we're in base 5, the units will equal 1, the rods will equal 5, and the flats will equal 25. So we're going to need 2 flats for 2, 3 rods, and 3 units. Okay, so from 233 base 5, we need to take away 4 from the units. But there aren't 4 units there, so we need to regroup and trade in a rod for 5 units because this is worth 5. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we can take 4 away because we have enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we'll move to the next place. Now we need to take 3 away from 3, but if you remember, we already traded in a rod, so we only have 2 rods left. So we're going to have to take a flat and trade it in for 5 rods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we can take away 3 away because we have enough rods. So we'll take 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we still have to take 1 flat away, so we have 1 flat left, so we can just take it away, and that leaves us with 4 rods and 4 units, and that's in base 5, so the answer is 4, 4, base 5. Okay, and our last problem for today is another subtraction problem. We're going to take 7, 2, base 9 minus 36 base 9. And we're going to do this with the traditional subtraction algorithm. So 7, 2 base 9 minus 3, 6 base 9. Okay, so we're in base 9, so we have to regroup in base 9. Okay, so 2 minus 6, we can't do that obviously, so we need to regroup from 7, make that into a 6. Now we're regrouping with 9, so we're taking 9 and adding it to 2, which makes that 11, and 11 minus 6 equals 5, base 9. And we don't have to regroup here because you can minus 3 from 6, so 6 minus 3 equals 3. So the answer to this one is 3, 5, base 9.